Akash Inti, your favorite reflection again. Right now, I'm at a Puerto Rican restaurant, and one of the things that I absolutely love about Puerto Rican restaurants is the food. They have incredible food. I'll give you guys a quick look. Let me see if I can figure this out. Oh, this will probably be the easier way. So I started digging into it. It's one of my favorite meals, and just earlier today, I don't know what it was. It was just one of those days where you go about and you're like, oh, that's exactly what I want. It's a meal from like middle school, high school kind of time, where my mom would bring me to Puerto Rican restaurants quite often, because she'd be working in the elementary school, and oftentimes we would be, my brother and I, excuse me, we would be at the school with her and like helping her out and stuff. So as an exchange, what she would do is she would feed us food, and so one of my favorites is, as I mentioned earlier, it's arroz con gandules y pollo asado. And man, it's just such a rich tasting meal, and that's what I love about it, you know? But as I eat it, I'm instantly brought back to that time in my life where I was, and it's been some time since I really had this type of food, and there's something about food and taste and smell, the sights of it, just that brings you back. So my little piece of advice or recommendation, if I'm even to be able to give it to you today, but that would be just taste something or go back to a memory of a food that you had when you were younger, you had when you were a child, that really just you haven't had in a long time, because it brings back within you those feelings of what does it feel like to be what does it feel like to be childlike? What does it feel like to be a little boy again, walking around, looking, almost just peering over the table to see the food. It's incredible. The other part to it is it's really interesting to me because it's a way for me to reconnect almost with my roots in some way, shape, or form. As I mentioned, my mom is, or I may have mentioned this in the past video, I may not have. In case I haven't, well, you're getting in a secret preview into Akash Inti's life. I'm half Hispanic. My mom is Peruvian, so there's something about it, the music specifically, that really just, I don't know, brings me to another world. I remember when I visited Peru back in 2017, August of 2017. While I was there, I picked up Spanish quite a bit because I was there the whole time. I was practicing Spanish, and I was like, well, you're doing it. But what I really enjoyed was I kind of learned and I realized about myself that the way I communicated in Spanish, I felt differently. I felt like the way I would talk, the types of sentences that I would construct, would put me in a different feeling, in almost a more natural feeling, a more expressive feeling to life than English. English felt, I remember coming back from the trip and speaking English back in the States, I was like, wow, this is not so fluid almost. It almost felt like I was capped in my feelings. Like there were certain feelings that I couldn't express in English that I could in Spanish. And so it's just exposing yourself to different languages, exposing yourself to different cultures, exposing yourself and re-exposing yourself to, in some senses, your DNA. And I talk about this one of the reasons why I got the tattoo of the DNA strand was to remember where you came from, literally. What is your DNA made out of? Who are your ancestors? And return to that, or something as close to that as possible, because there's such a richness to returning to that. I really do have this feeling of that our bodies have been adapted to eat certain types of foods, and our genes express as a result of that. So it's really incredible to be in the type of energy, the culture, if you will, Hispanic culture, the Latino culture, that I just truly love and adore. I love the music too. It brings me back to my ballroom days. I remember the times where I was dancing back in DC and learning like some of the basic dances of salsa, of rumba, of cha-cha, and understanding how does that work? What what is the essence of dance? What is the dance really saying? Not only in the way that the words are being constructed, but in the feeling of the beats. It's just absolutely incredible, and it gets you really back in touch with your body. Especially, I do a lot of thinking work. I like to study quite a bit, and one of the things that I'll do is I'll get lost in my studies. I'll just go so up in my head that I'm not really connected in my body sometimes. So I found that it's so important to have some type of practice or routine. That's why yoga is incredible for that. I also love dancing now too, like salsa dancing, or just going on a night of dancing. There's really nothing like it, and there's nothing like that to get back into your body. So that's what I got for you guys today. Keep up, thrive, and stay sexy.